All right, everyone, we'll call this meeting to order. Thank you, everyone, for attending. It's a big turnout in here. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to, I'm going to do it at the start because I'll forget it at the end. Thank you to Paul and Dennis for your service to the community. Paul, for the last 4 years, thank you. You added a lot to our conversations with your engineering background and your wit. So appreciate that. And Dennis, 30 odd years, you providing service to the community in many ways. And you certainly, I'm certainly going to miss the history part of many of that you bring up that we don't have. But thank you both for your service to the community as council. At this time, we're going to stand for O Canada. Thank you. Any declaration of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, thank you. Confirmation of minutes. Item 4.1, moved by Councillor Douglas, second by Councillor Ottens, that the minutes of the Township of Mapleton Council meeting held on October 11th, 2022 be confirmed as circulated in the agenda package. Any questions on this? All in favor? It's carried. Of any matters arising from the minutes, nothing under the Planning Act today. We have no delegations, no minutes from committees. And we'll go to item number 9, which is reports and updates. We'll start off with the building department report 9.1. Have here moved by Councillor Otten, second by Councillor Douglas. That Township of Mapleton Council received for information building department report BD 2022-13 dated November 8th, 2022 regarding the October month end and year to date. Any questions from council members on that or comments? All those in favor? It's carried. Thank you. Item 9.2.1 is about an unopened road allowance. We have here moved by Councillor Douglas, second by Councillor Ottens, that Township of Mapleton Council received for information clerk's report CL 2022-19 dated November 8th, 2022 regarding an unopened road allowance in Rothesay, known as Head Street East between Wellington Street and Nelson Street. And that Township of Mapleton Council declares this open meeting, in this open meeting, that this real property is surplus, and that further that Township of Mapleton Council has determined that an appraisal of the fair market value is not required. And further that Township of Mapleton Council has determined that the method of sale is by agreement of purchase and sale. And further that notice of the draft bylaw declaring the road surplus be given in accordance to the township's notice provision bylaw 2008-024, and further that the mayor and clerk be authorized to sign any and all ancillary documents pertaining to the sale and said unopened road allowance. Over to you, Mr. Clerk, with your new microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you, nothing further to add. As a well-presented plan, and I'm here just to answer any questions you may have.
Then I'll open up the council. Questions? Seeing none. All in favor? That's carried. Next item on the agenda is 9.3 economic development. And moved by Councillor Otten, second by Councillor Douglas, that economic development report ED 2022-05 dated November 8th, 2022 regarding economic development committee year in review be received for information. That report's there in front of you. Any questions or comments from council on this report? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Moving right along to item 9.4. Moved by Councillor Douglas, second by Councillor Otten, said the Township of Mapleton Council received for information fire report FR 2022-13, the monthly communique. And I'll open that up to council for questions or comments. Seeing none, all those in favor? That's carried. And 9.51 is the moved by Councillor Craven, second by Councillor Martin, that recreational report REC 2022-10 dated November 8th, 2022 regarding departmental update fall 2022 be received for information. Amy, do you have anything to add to your report? Nothing at all. Council questions? All right, so Councillor Ottens.
Yes, through you, Mayor. Just a quick, so I assume the Moorfield before and after school thing is done? Like it's canceled now? Okay.
So through you, Mayor, to Councillor Ottens, what actually happened was we will be able to place the program on hold, which was the board didn't originally think that that was going to be available to us. So the program's been placed on hold this year. We can reevaluate it next year, but if it doesn't seem to be a need, then it will be canceled permanently. The agreements will be canceled with the board and with the county for that program.
Any other questions? I'll call the question. All those in favor? It's carried. Moving right along to item number 10, approval of bylaws. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Craven, that bylaws numbered 2022-057 to 2022-059 be hereby read a first, second, and third time and finally passed, signed by the mayor and clerk and sealed with a corporate seal. Any questions or comments on any of those three bylaws? And I'll call the question. All in favor? That's carried. And we're moving on to. Right, thank you. Correspondence for council's direction, don't have any. And then we have correspondence for council's information, item number 12. Now, just a one note on item number 12.1, it's the Roma. We're having the program there for Roma. It's going to be on January 22nd to 24th, which falls Sunday to Tuesday. Our meeting scheduled for Tuesday evening. We're going to move that meeting to the Wednesday evening. on the 25th. Well, council meeting will be on the Wednesday instead of the Tuesday of that week so that members can attend Roma and not have to rush back for a council meeting that evening. So I need to move a resolution on that. So I need a mover and a seconder for moving that meeting. Moved by Councilor Otten, second by Councilor Douglas. All in favor of moving that meeting? Perfect, that's done, thank you. So we have a correspondence for council information there. Does anybody wish to speak to any of those pieces? Councilor Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just looking to speak to 12.6. I did find it astounding that a member of the Parks Committee does not want another park. That was not lost on me. But my question is, are we in fact delaying development of houses in Glen Ellen, or is this merely a perception? I know developments take time.
I'll turn that over to Michelle Brown.
Sorry, thank you. Through you, Mayor to Councillor Martin. No, we are not delaying at all. In fact, we approved and sent forward our draft conditions to the county. The county is just finalizing them, and we have yet to receive the package for them to be able to move forward to clear their conditions. So there's no delay on our part.
Okay. Anything further? Councilor Ottens?
Thank you. So to follow up on that, is this letter writer then informed of that as well, just so that he's aware?
Councilor Ottens, Mr. Mullen came to the day after the election was going to be our 1 o'clock meeting. He had come to that council meeting thinking he could speak. I happened to be here in the office. Clerk Wheeler asked if I'd speak with him. I spoke with him for about an hour. And he had thought that taking money in lieu of parkland was inappropriate. And in this case, building a park in this area was also inappropriate. And that his opinion was that anything could be done at the current park in Glen Ellen instead of building a secondary park. And that the community itself could raise funds to make that park better. To that point, they hadn't done that to increase anything. So I explained how this council has chosen through that plan to have a park put in place. And he just thought that was holding up the development of that piece of park when it could be a home. After I had a discussion with Ms. Brown and I went back and had a conversation with him saying that things are moving along, he was satisfied with that and moved on. Anything else the council would like to discuss? All right, we'll move on to number 13. Notices of motion. I didn't get anything. Mr. Clerk, did you get anything? Nothing? All right. Any notice of provision, Mr. Clerk? Nothing? Other business? I think we're going to open up other business and going to let Councilor Douglas open up other business with his last meeting.
Thanks. Wasn't really planning on saying much, but yep, thanks for that, Mr. Mayor. It's been a interesting 4 years with COVID and virtual meetings and limitations on, some of the events and things, but, learned a lot. And, I think it's a good experience for any interested community member to put their name forward and see how things actually work, and gives you some different perspectives. So, hopefully in 4 years, we see some some more names on the ballot and get some more interest out here. And good luck to the incoming council, and Amanda's here. So good luck to you and have fun.
Thank you, Councillor Douglas. Inspiring. Councillor Craven.
Well, after a lot of years of sitting here, as I ride off into the sunset, I look back and there's been a lot of changes made in the last 38 years. And if it hadn't been for the great staff that has been here the last 38 years, a lot of that would not have happened. Also want to give credit to all the counselors that I worked with the last 38 years. A lot of good memories, a lot of good thoughts, a lot of good people, just a lot of good things have happened over the years. And I want to say to the councils that continue after this, keep up the good work. And I agree with Paul, to be a good experience for anybody that doesn't know what happens here to come to some council meetings, but also to run for council. That way, maybe somebody would stop their damn complaining then.
It's quite possible. I know I've had discussions with the two councillor elects, and I've had discussions with the two others that ran, and they found the experience was very good for the election. And that by watching council on YouTube, they've all learned how important it is of what we do here, the work we do. So again, thank you, Paul, and thank you, Dennis. Mr. Martin, any comments from you today? This other business as you're going into your third term? You're good to go. Councillor Ottens, you don't have to say anything you want. I'm just giving you the opportunity in this other business. All right, looking forward to accomplishing more. And I think we're going to, we've had a really good council session these last 4 years. And I'm looking for another good 4 years ahead of us. We still have a lot of work to do. And I appreciate the work that this council has done over the past 4 years, even through the pandemic. We've accomplished so much. This council has, and I think that I speak for staff as well. They really appreciate the support. Mr. Barron, I'm going to let you have a word in here.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure working with everybody. And Dennis, I'm gonna miss you in our chats. Obviously, a couple of times we spoke on the phone, and appreciate your support for not just myself but staff. And they also appreciate how much you support them. And Paul, I gotta admit, I'm gonna miss your knowledge on most things that we talk about. You're an absolute encyclopedia sometimes for me and for everybody with all your knowledge. And I still might call you with some questions if you don't mind, engineer. That's okay. That's okay. But thanks very much for a great 4 years. And like it was mentioned before, I'm looking forward to another great 4 years coming.
All right, now we get that out of the way. Is there anything else in other business that people would like to bring up? All right, so just for notes on the YouTube here and people watching, we already had our closed session. We did that prior to this session. That's why we're a little bit late starting. And there's nothing to report out from that closed session.
I should have gone to go into this.
Yeah, right here. So I'm going to read this, even though we've already gone in, the clerk would like me to read this. Moved by Councillor Craven, second by Councillor Martin, that the township may, the council move into closed session to consider the following subject matters: review and adoption of the closed session minutes, October 11th, 2022. Advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. So kind of move seconded, all in favor? We did close. Thank you. There you go, Mr. Clerk. Auspiciously done that. Perfect. And like I said, there's nothing to report out. So we get to item numbers. The last item on the agenda, 17.1 of this final council session of this group. Moved by Councillor Martin, second by Councillor Craven, that bylaw number 2022-060 being a bylaw to confirm all actions and proceedings of the council of the corporation of the township of Mapleton be hereby read first, second, and third time, signed by the mayor and clerk and sealed with the corporate seal. All those in favor for the last time for this council? That's carried. We are adjourned, people. Thank you.